and welcome back to another episode of Smart ER. It's been a while, but here we are again. So today we're going to look at cleaning the soft top on our Smart for 2 Coupe. So this is what it looks like before we treat it. I park near some trees and it gathers some mildew and the hood is starting to fade. So I've had the car about 14 to 16 months already, and this is what it's looking like, and it was immaculately detailed before I had it. So this is the pack. It's made by Auto Glum. Auto Glum are a really well-known and a reputable company. They provide some really good quality products, and they tend to last quite a bit. So I've used them for the polishes, I've used them for the wheel cleaning, I use it for the back-to-back plastic as well. And this container is quite what can I say, it's quite common of how they package their kits as well. So in this you get 2 bottles. You get the actual cleaner and you get the protector as well as a scrubber. Now it's really sturdy little case, nice, could be a nice gift actually if you know somebody with a convertible. The tabs, they just flip up, and you get access to the 2 products and their tool inside. So let's just take them out now. So the first one is the actual soft top cleaner, and again the bottles, the containers, the packages, they're really nice, good quality, they feel lovely. And that's a good indicator of what you're going to get is also quality. This one is the soft top protector, or the proofer as some people call them. Again, identical bottle. They've got nice little caps on the top so you can have them off, on, you can lock them. And this is the agitator, or the sponge. And it's a bit like, if you've ever had a fish tank, it's like the material you get in the filters. And then you've got the packaging. There's no instructions in this, but Auto Glum also have a video as well. So the instructions are on the back. They're very limited on what you need to do. So here we go again. Let's have a little look at what it looks like before we do any work. And as you can see, where the water runs away and ends up on the edges of the soft top, it's starting to go green, and can't quite make it out on the hood, but it's starting to fade a little. So here we are under the trailing edges of the back spoiler and the roof brake light. See the grey bits there. Also on the edges where the roof rails are. So the first thing you have to do is you literally just get a hoover. So this is a hoover I keep for the car. People who follow my channel know I have a Husky as well, and hence the hairs even on the outside. So get an old hoover and just take your time, methodically work from the top to the bottom and work in clear lines, and just take off any residue, any road dirt, any grime, and paying particular attention to those spots where you have a build-up of mildew and extra dirt. Good. And the same on the other side. Pay particular attention, as I said, to the edges, near the glass. You want to get as much of the road film as you can off. You don't really want to be rubbing that into the hood or the fabric. So the next thing you do to prepare it before you use the actual cleaner is you moisten, you wet, you damp the actual material. You don't soak it, you don't use a jet wash, either use a watering can or a light hose, and I put this on a fine spray. And then what you do is you take the cleaner itself and you literally turn, there's a nozzle on the end which says on or off, turn it to on. It's quite handy actually, so that if you've got it in the car, here we go, it doesn't get squished and then go all over your inside and on your boot and on anything you've got in there. And again, use a nice methodical system of working from the top, working your way down, and I'm just using it, as you can see, really firm, really decent splashes, but I'm covering every single millimeter of the material. I don't actually know what this is made of. I know mohair is a really good quality. Double duck down? I have no idea. Maybe I'll try and find out and put it in the comments later. So again, what you do is you use, in a methodical fashion, you use the scrubber. And you don't press too hard, you don't need to, just let the actual material do its work. And as you can see here, I've got a system what helps is when you agitate it enough, it goes white, so you can actually see where you've started to work. And just work your way along, but pay particular attention to those areas that have gone green or areas which collect dirt and material from the road. But don't press too hard, you don't need to. Just let the chemical itself, the material, the product, do its job. All you're looking to do is to agitate it and get it all foamy. So as you can see here, I'm paying particular attention to this trailing edge of the hood. Okay, so look, I don't know whether you can make it out, but it's quite green in there as well, and dirt on the back, so it's quite a comparison. You're taking quite a bit off. Surprising, really. Next thing you do is you rinse it off. And again, don't pay too much attention to pressure. All you want to do is remove it. Now, according to the instructions and according to Auto Glum, it is very important that you remove all of the cleaner product, because if you don't, that could inhibit the protector or the proofing agent that you're going to put on later on. So just make sure you give it a good old rinse. So I then moved on to the roof. Pretty much the same thing, just use a method of systematically going from one side to the next, up from the top. In my case, I've only got short arms, so I'll try and reach across as much as I can, but on goes the cleaner. And again, as you can see, going in end to end, side to side, and getting a really good cover in. Now I'm being really liberal with this, so I want to get as much off as I can, and again, towards the back end of the hood is where I'm seeing some green deposits, so I'm paying particular attention there. But it does smell pretty potent, in all honesty, so I'm not sure if you should wear a mask, but I'm not. It's quite an open area I'm in, and it's a bit of a breezy day. So again, same as before, just work methodically, and I'm just working from my right to my left, stretching as far as I can, but paying particular attention to the edges. But again, just be conscious, if you start pushing down on these roofs, you could bend the rods, you could upset the mechanical aspect of the mechanism that gives you your folding aspect of your roof. Just let the chemical do the work and the actual scrubber itself. If anyone's wondering what this hoodie is, if you're in the UK you'd probably know, but it's Help for Heroes, so it's a military organisation that supports wounded veterans and helps them get additional treatment and support if they've lost limbs or if they need any additional medical support. So as before, we rinse off, and again, you don't use a jet wash, don't ever use a jet wash, just use either a watering can or a light spray as I've done here. And again, remember, just make sure you remove all the product. So here we are, while it's still wet, you can see now, if you can recall at the very beginning, the before concept, along the edges, no greenness, and it's starting to take on some of its darkness as well now again. So it's starting to go a bit more black. And again, across the roof. And here's the sponge. So remember, this is an abrasive, so it doesn't really matter. So those of you that are going to comment, I'm literally just getting out all the product. I don't want the cleaning product to be left in there. I'm just going to use my Wellingtons and giving it a good old dose of water just to get anything that's in there off, so I can reuse it again at another point. Now, if I had the time, and if the weather wasn't winter here in the UK, I'd let it dry out naturally, but I'm using a microfiber towel, and I'm taking off as much of the moisture as I can, and letting it dry out as naturally as I can. So before I apply the proofing or the protector product on the top. And again, same as before, just use a methodical motion, left to right, right to left, and make sure you cover everything. Now this is the actual protector, this is the proofing material, and this is what gives the soft top material its waterproof. So I'm going to work again. Now this one I was a little bit more cautious because I know this is the thing that's going to give you the waterproofing, that's going to repel the rain And we all know when you're going out on the motorways or even on the A roads, you're going to be doing some speed. So I'm quite conscious, and it doesn't actually tell you how much to apply. So I'm just giving it I'm giving it all I can. I'm giving it lots and lots and lots. So I want to make sure it's heavily coated, make sure it's really penetrated into the open pores that the material that we've scrubbed has opened up. And again, I'm paying particular attention to the edges. Particularly the leading edges. When you're driving forward, that's where most of the contact with the airflow and the rain is going to happen. So try and give that as much attention as possible. As you can see, I'm giving it some beans, as my son would say. Give it some beans, Dad. Same on the other side. And as you can see, I'm glad it came out on the video, but you can tell where you've been and where you haven't been. Sometimes it can be a bit of a bind, and you think, oh, did I get that? Did I get that? So I think actually the dark weather actually helped. And then onto the back of the car. Now this takes a lot of folding. So when it's folding, I do use mine a lot in the summer. So again, give it a lot of covering, a lot of coating, and pay particular attention to where it folds a lot, where the glass meets the beading for the material. And I'm just giving it lots and lots and lots. Particularly, remember, this is where all the green algae stains mostly show. At the moment, I'm not paying too much particular attention to the overspray, but again, in the instructions, it does say do not let the material rest or stay on the glass. So I'm wiping down the glass with another microfiber towel. I'm taking off the glass and off the paint as well. Now she is a bit dirty, so the intention was do the waterproofing today and then give her a nice good deep clean, because she has been out pretty much most of the winter is done now. So I want to give her a nice deep clean with just ordinary wash and wax, and then I'm going to give her a good Auto Glum deep polish as well. Give it a sort of a really good resin protection. So I'm just taking all the overspray of the protector product off of the glass as well. Not forgetting the plastic trim. Not sure what effect it would have on it. Better to be safe than sorry. Very good. So again, I've had this car now for about 14 to 18 months, and it's been really good. Really good, not let me down in one single bit. And the hood has always worked. I've read some things that some people have issues with the convertible aspect, but no, so this should help keep it tip top. So here we go again. Here is the before and afters. So there's the green mildew, and normally comes from parking next to trees or shrubs or having bird pooping on it all the time. And this is what it looks like afterwards. So it looks really nice, a really good deep fresh finish. None of that green residue is present. Here at the top as well, same thing. And again, I didn't apply too much pressure, so it just goes to show that it's a really good product. Just take your time and let the scrubber do the work and the material do the work. So to let it dry off, I just parked it in the sunshine. Cup of tea time.